create a group and you can be asked to complete a capstone project. I'm talking about a technical type of, even in non-technical courses, capstone projects is also there, right? So blend synchronous energy with asynchronous depth. So synchronous can be best for dialogue and clarification, demonstration and coaching, social presence and momentum, rapid decisions and critique. Asynchronous can be best for reflection and analysis, practice at an individual pace, then accessible participation windows, documented peer exchange. So before moving ahead, let me just show you a video of e-learning of 2-3 minutes video. Okay.
She is worried about her KPI this month. Still, she has to go to her company's annual one-week sales. This is Mary. She is worried about her KPI this month. Still, she has to go to her company's annual one-week sales training in New York. This is Mark. He pays out again and again to teach his sales team how to offer product updates to their clients. Mark faces a decline in sales every year when his team is out of the office studying hard in New York. They are studying hard, right? Well, Mark, we have some bad news for you. E-learning, which means learning delivered electronically, can totally overhaul this entire situation. And it takes just 2 steps to launch e-learning in your company. The first step is to create engaging online courses and quizzes. For the second step, you upload courses to your learning management system, or LMS, and assign them to learners. Employees can take these courses from any device, and you can easily track their progress. There are different forms of e-learning to choose from. Synchronous learning is, for example, a webinar led by an instructor. It needs all the participants to be available online at the same time. Asynchronous learning allows learners to access information whenever they need and to be more independent in their learning process. Blended learning is a mix of synchronous and asynchronous formats. This approach is even more flexible and can be easily molded to any learning goal. In micro-learning, all materials are split into short and easy-to-digest learning bites. Employees can take 5-minute courses on their mobile devices anytime they need. Virtual reality in e-learning allows learners to develop skills while gaining experience in a risk-free environment. E-learning helps everyone achieve their goals quicker and easier. Now, Mark doesn't pay for transport and accommodation for his team and instructor. It takes just a few days to launch a new training program. And Mark now knows exactly how well Mary has studied. And Mary has started selling more and was even promoted as she spends more time working, not training, retains information better, and can always refresh her knowledge. Well, here is Mark again. He seems to be much happier and more successful now. He chose the right way to develop his team and the right tools for e-learning. iSpring, the right software for e-learning.
So this is taken from iSpring. Video is already available, right? So iSpring, yes. You want to ask? Okay. So iSpring basically provides e-learning platform and a lot of other things, right, related with the e-learning. So backward design turns technology choices into learning decisions, so it can be outcomes, evidence, experience, and tools. So define observable performance, decide what will demonstrate learning, design, practice, interaction and feedback, select the minimum useful technology. AI powered का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप हर चीज AI से ही करेंगे. You will have to involve your human intelligence there, right? You cannot totally rely on all the things what is actually developed or given by an AI tool. You will have to check it whether it is correct or not, or it is useful or not, for the purpose for which actually you have generated the content, right? So learning deepens where three forms of presence overlap: teaching presence, social presence, and cognitive presence. And this is within the deep learning. Right? So the three presence: teacher presence, social presence, and cognitive presence. So design implication: be visually present, create purposeful dialogue, require meaning making, and connect ideas to practice. So whatever the ideas you have, that is actually connected with the practicals, right? Design for variability from beginning. So engagement for offer meaningful choice, relevance, collaboration, and appropriate challenge, representation, action, and expression. So accessibility is a quality attribute, not an accommodation added later. So accessibility is a quality attribute that is actually added with. Okay? It should not an accommodation later on. So micro learning works when each unit closes a complete learning loop, starting from focus, then learning, then do means the actions, then checking means the immediate feedback, and then finally the connect. So link to the larger course. So short does not mean that it should be equal to shallow. So the unit still requires purpose, action, and feedback. Each of the unit which I am talking about, that it should have a complete purpose, the actions and the feedback mechanism should be there. So assessment becomes learning when feedback changes the next attempt. एक टर्म आता है AI में और machine learning में, reinforcement learning. So there are three types of things like machine learning, then deep learning, and then the reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is actually, you can say informally, that it is feedback based learning. Whatever the feedback is actually received by the agent, it improves itself and again gives the better result or better output. So यहाँ पर भी वही चीज है, means feedback plays very important role. Positive feedback, negative feedback, both kinds of feedback plays an important role. Positive gives the motivation and negative gives or suggests for the improvement, right? So elicit means the collect a question, task, or performance, then respond accordingly to the feedback, reteaching or extension, and there is a reattempt, apply insight to a new attempt, interpret what does the evidence show. So this is what is the feedback loop, in which you can see there is a elicit means collection of the feedback, then reattempt for making improvement, then interpret means what the feedback actually interprets, and respond accordingly means the action taken onto the feedback. Turn the LMS into a learning operating system. Now this is what is the second part after the e-learning, the LMS. Basically the platform which is actually used within the e-learning. So that is why you can say it a learning operating system. So let me show you a video of LMS, right? And then I'll tell you what the LMS.
What is an LMS?
LMS stands for Learning Management System. An LM...
नहीं हो गया वो, एक्चुअली मैंने उसको मोड से नहीं उठाया.
What is an LMS?
LMS stands for Learning Management System. An LMS is a web-based system that helps you automate employee training.
What can I do with an LMS?
With an LMS, You can gather all your learning materials in one place and make them available to all the learners in just one click. You can create a different group of learners according to their function or job position. Now you can assign them a single course or test, or a whole series of materials called a learning path. And easily track each learner's progress to encourage the leaders and help your team develop faster.
Sounds good. Still, the question is, who needs an LMS?
A wide range of different organizations, from high schools to large corporations, can benefit from using learning management system by reducing expenses for things like classroom rental, transport and accommodations, instructor salary, and learning material printouts.
What else can an LMS help me with?
The right LMS helps you save time, set unified learning standards, and assess and develop employees' knowledge regularly.
What kind of business needs these benefits?
Large, medium, and small. Any kind of business can benefit from an LMS.
What benefits will my team get?
Access to learning materials anywhere from any device. And an unlimited number of times to refresh knowledge anytime they need to. As well as an opportunity to collaborate with each other during the learning process.
And what does all that amount to?
Loyalty, motivation, and strong skills.
iSpring, the right LMS to streamline corporate training.
So, iSpring also provides its own LMS. Moodle is one kind of LMS. So, LMS is basically, I think everybody would have understood what actually the LMS. This is what is, you can say, the backbone of the e-learning, right? So, it is the platform where each and everything related, whatever the features of the e-learning are actually achieved, all these are achieved by this learning management system, right, LMS. So you can organize, you can communicate, it can be used for assessment, it can be used for observing, and it can be used to integrate, right? So LMS is the learner's map, workspace, feedback channel, and the record. Predictable course architecture lowers cognitive friction. So you can start here. You can plan it in the week, means module per week or the weeks per module. Community, you can make the groups as well for the discussion among themselves. You can collect the feedback. You can organize accordingly, right? And progress, and you can monitor the progress of the learners as well, means how much part has been completed and at what level they are. You can assign the grades accordingly, right, as per their progress. So learning analytics should trigger questions, not verdicts. So a signal specify a pattern appears, question what might explain it, context, so actions and the review, right? So LMS is having the content tools, analytics. It gives the analytics as well. It can be used for the assessment. It can be used for information systems, reports, right? So each and everything. इसके बाद में I'll show you the Moodle LMS which I am using, okay? And where you can see. You can draw the graphs as well, means कितने scores पर कितने student ने कितना score achieve किया, ठीक है? How you can design the quiz, you can make the question bank. आप चाहते हैं कि 20 students को वही question repeat ना जाए, you can make a question bank of 100 questions or not repeated questions will be given to everybody. So 100 questions are to be prepared as per the Bloom's taxonomy. So that सबका लेवल एक जैसा हो, ऐसा ना हो कि कल को कोई स्टूडेंट क्लेम करे आकर के नहीं उसको तो आपने इजी क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, मुझको आपने टफ क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, इसलिए मेरे मार्क्स कम हो गए, Okay, so this is what is the reason why the Bloom's taxonomy is actually important while designing the questions or putting the questions in the question bank, right? So let me show you the LMS.